Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt as though time has taken something away from you? The face looking back does not quite resemble the one you remember. The world moves faster, friendships evolve, and the body you once trusted now feels unfamiliar. Aging is a journey filled with constant change, and let us be honest, it can often feel like an uphill battle. But what if I told you that the battle is not against aging itself? The real struggle lies in our resistance to it. The Buddha taught that suffering arises when we fight against the natural flow of life. Impermanence, Anicca, the truth that everything changes, is not something to be feared. Instead, it is the very key to freedom. We spend so much of our lives holding on, trying to freeze moments in time, trying to preserve what must inevitably change. But what if aging is not something to dread? What if it is something to embrace? Today, I will share 5 profound Buddhist lessons about aging that can completely transform your perspective. These truths are not bitter or sorrowful. They are powerful, liberating, and deeply beautiful. Once you begin to embrace them, you will start to experience aging not as a loss, but as the unfolding of something greater, something richer and more meaningful. So stay with me, because what you discover today might just change the way you see the rest of your life. And if this message resonates with you, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe so more people can find wisdom and peace on their own journey of growth and aging.
1. You cannot keep everyone in your life, and that is natural. As you grow older, you begin to notice something quietly heartbreaking. People drift away. Friends who were once inseparable become distant. Family members who used to call regularly become occasional visitors. Some disappear without reason, leaving behind only silence where there was once laughter. It is easy to take this personally, to wonder, did I do something wrong? Was I not enough? But Buddhism teaches that everything in life is impermanent, including relationships. People come into our lives when we need them, and they leave when their role in our story has been fulfilled. Just as the seasons change, so too do the people around us. There is a Buddhist parable that captures this truth beautifully. A young monk once asked his master, "Why do people leave us, even when we love them?" The master led him to a quiet riverbank and pointed to the flowing water. He said, "Look at the river. Each drop of water flows past us, never staying in one place. Some drops travel together for a while, merging, swirling, and dancing side by side. Others separate quickly, carried away by the current." The young monk nodded in understanding. The master continued, "People are like that. Some walk beside us for a short while, others for many years, but all must keep moving. It is not their departure that should bring sadness, but our refusal to accept that their presence was never meant to be permanent." The monk sat in silence, watching the river flow, realizing at last that love does not mean ownership. Instead of clinging to what is no longer there, we should cherish those who remain. Think about it. Have you ever reunited with an old friend after years apart and felt as if no time had passed? That is because the bond you shared was never truly lost. It lived on, untouched by time or distance. In the same way, the people who have left your life did not take away the love or joy they brought you. Their presence shaped you, even if they are no longer around. The laughter, the lessons, the affection, they remain, woven into who you are today. Aging teaches us that relationships evolve. Some fade gently like the setting sun, while others end abruptly like a sudden storm. But no matter how they leave, each connection was meaningful in its time. And remember this, even if someone is no longer present, The love you once shared does not disappear. It lives on in your heart, woven into the person you have become. So instead of mourning every lost connection, celebrate the ones that still endure. Invest your energy in the people who bring you peace and joy. The friend who still calls to check in. The neighbor who smiles when you pass by. The grandchild who listens to your stories with curiosity and warmth. And most importantly, do not close your heart to new relationships. There is always space for new friendships no matter your age. Life continues to offer you moments of connection, if only you remain open to them. Let go with grace. Honor what was. Appreciate what is. And embrace what is yet to come. That is the way of wisdom.
2. You will be forgotten faster than you think, and that is perfectly all right. One of the hardest truths to accept in life is this: we will all be forgotten sooner than we imagine. The career we built, the home we cherished, the stories we told, all of it will, in time, fade from memory. At first, this realization can feel deeply heartbreaking. We spend our lives striving to make a difference, believing that our efforts will leave a lasting mark. But time moves forward, with or without us. Our children grow busy with their own lives, our friends follow their own paths, and eventually, the world's attention shifts elsewhere. Yet Buddhism offers a profoundly beautiful way to understand this truth. The Buddha often spoke of Anicca, the doctrine of no self. The idea that we are fixed, permanent beings is an illusion. Just as waves rise and fall in the vast ocean, we too arise and pass away, leaving gentle ripples that merge into the greater flow of life. Our purpose, then, should not be to be remembered, but to be fully present in each passing moment. There was a well-known Zen story that illustrates this wisdom beautifully. A wise old monk lived in a quiet mountain temple, known among the villagers for his kindness and wisdom. Over many decades, people came to seek his guidance, and he helped them through their struggles with compassion and clarity. One day, a young disciple asked him, "Master, does it not sadden you that when you pass away, people may forget your name?" The old monk smiled softly and pointed toward a river flowing past the temple. "Tell me," he asked, "where is the water that was here yesterday?" The disciple hesitated, unsure how to answer. "It has flowed on," the monk continued, "yet the river remains." The lesson was clear. It is not our name that endures, but the current of our actions, the quiet effect of our kindness that continues to flow long after we are gone. The river does not cling to its water, just as we should not cling to the illusion of permanence. A Zen master once said, "A single candle can light 1,000 others without losing its own flame." The kindness, wisdom, and love you share today do not disappear. They live on, not as names in books or monuments, but in the hearts and lives of those you have touched. Think about it. Do you remember the name of every teacher who ever inspired you? Probably not, but their influence shaped who you are. The warmth of a parent's love, the guidance of a mentor, the generosity of a stranger, these remain woven into the fabric of our being, even if their names fade with time. So let go of the need to be remembered. Instead, focus on living fully and kindly now. Be present. Let your actions create quiet ripples of goodness in the lives around you. That is how one leaves a true legacy. Aging,
then, is not about chasing a name that lingers in history. It is about making every moment meaningful, so that when your time comes, you can depart with peace, knowing that the river of your life has nourished others along the way.
3. You must accept that you no longer look young, and that is a gift. There comes a moment when you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and realize you no longer look like the person you once were. The skin is softer, the hair grayer, and the hands more delicate. Society tells us to resist this, to erase wrinkles, to dye our hair, to chase youth at any cost. But what if we saw aging differently? Buddhist philosophy teaches that true beauty is found in wisdom, presence, and kindness, not in flawless skin. Your wrinkles are not flaws, they are the lines of a well-lived life. Your gray hair is not something to be ashamed of, it is a crown of experience. There is a Zen story about an elderly woman who once visited a wise master. With sadness in her eyes, she said, "Master, I look in the mirror and do not recognize myself. My beauty has faded. My hair is silver. My skin is lined. I feel invisible." The master smiled gently and led her to the garden. He pointed to a cherry blossom tree in full bloom and said, "This is beauty, is it not?" She nodded. Then he took her to an ancient pine tree, its bark weathered, its branches twisted with time. "And this?" he asked. She hesitated. "It is different, but there is something dignified about it, something strong." The master chuckled softly. "That is because you have wisdom. A child may see beauty only in the cherry blossom, but with time, we learn to appreciate the pine." In that moment, the woman understood her beauty had not faded, it had transformed. Think of the elders you truly admire. Were they beautiful because they looked young, or because they carried themselves with dignity, warmth, and grace? The twinkle in their eyes, the patience in their listening, the kindness in their voice, that is real beauty. Let go of the illusion that beauty fades. Beauty transforms. And in your later years, your beauty is found in your presence, your resilience, and the kindness you offer to the world. Aging is not a battle to be fought. It is a journey to be embraced. Imagine if we saw every wrinkle as a story, every silver strand as a lesson learned. Imagine if we celebrated the wisdom we have gained instead of mourning the youth we have left behind. There is a certain radiance that only comes with age, the confidence of knowing who you are, the strength that comes from surviving life's storms, and the gentleness that grows from understanding others. That is a kind of beauty no cream or dye can ever recreate. So the next time you catch your reflection and feel tempted to grieve what has changed, pause. Look deeper. See the life you have lived, the love you have given, and the wisdom you now carry. Wear your years with pride, like a garment woven with experience and grace. Because true beauty is not behind you, it lives within you, right now, in this very moment.
4. Your body will betray you, so befriend it instead. There was a time when you could run up the stairs without a second thought. Now your knees protest even during a short walk. The body you once trusted moves with caution, reminding you each day that it is not what it used to be. At first, this can feel like a betrayal, but the Buddha would say it is simply nature unfolding as it must. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, the body too must change. The problem is not aging itself, it is our attachment to youth. We cling to our former selves, resisting the inevitable, and in that resistance, we suffer. The path to peace is not in trying to control what cannot be controlled, but in learning to adapt with grace. Remember, your body is not your enemy. It is your oldest and most loyal companion. It has carried you through every moment of your life, from the adventures of childhood to the responsibilities of adulthood. It has healed from illness, endured stress, and adapted to every burden you have placed upon it. Instead of resenting it for slowing down, why not show it gratitude? Aging well is not about trying to become who you once were. It is about caring for who you are now. Move your body gently. Feed it with nourishment. Rest when it calls for rest. Treat it as a wise old friend rather than a failing machine. There is a Buddhist parable that captures this beautifully. An elderly monk, growing weak with age, found himself struggling to complete his daily tasks. He had once carried heavy buckets of water from the river with ease, but now his arms trembled with the effort. One evening, frustrated by his fading strength, he asked his teacher, "Master, why does my body fail me? It once obeyed my every command." The teacher smiled and handed him a cracked clay pot. This pot once held water without effort. Now it leaks. Does that mean it is useless? The monk shook his head. "No, master, it still holds some water." "And does that not still serve a purpose?" asked the teacher. "The water that escapes nourishes the earth. The pot is not as it once was, but it is still of use." The old monk nodded in quiet understanding. His body was like the pot. Changed, yes, but still full of purpose, and so are you. Aging is not about mourning what has been lost, but about recognizing all that still remains. Perhaps you cannot run as fast, but you can still walk. Perhaps you cannot lift as much, but you can still carry love, wisdom, and experience. Your hands may tremble, but they can still reach out with kindness. Do not see your aging body as something that is turned against you. See it for what it truly is, a companion that has served you faithfully for decades. Your body has been your shelter, your vehicle, your protector. It deserves your respect, your care, and your patience. Here's what you can do. Listen to your body instead of fighting it. When it asks for rest, allow it to rest. If movement is difficult, find gentle ways to keep it active. If it aches, treat it with kindness, not frustration. It is not failing you, it is evolving. And most importantly, do not let aging stop you from living fully. A frail body does not mean a frail spirit. As long as you have breath, you have purpose. Think of the elders who inspire you, not because they look young, but because they radiate wisdom and peace. They have accepted life's changes, and through that acceptance, they have freed themselves from suffering. You too can walk this path, so befriend your body, thank it for all it has done, and move forward with grace and gratitude.
5. You will see more people you love die, but love never dies. As the years pass, you will experience loss more often. Parents, siblings, friends, sometimes even children. One by one, they leave this world, and nothing can truly prepare you for that ache. Grief is not something we simply get over. It is something we learn to live with. But Buddhism offers a powerful truth. Love does not die. The people you have lost continued to live on within you, in the lessons they taught, the stories they shared, and the love they gave. Every time you speak their name, share their wisdom, or carry forward their kindness, they are with you. There is an old Buddhist parable about a woman named Kisa Gotami. When her young son passed away, she was overcome with grief. She carried his lifeless body from house to house, begging for medicine that could bring him back to life. Finally, she came to the Buddha. He said, "Bring me a mustard seed from a home that has never known death." Filled with hope, Kisa knocked on every door in the village, but in every home she found sorrow. Every family had lost someone, a parent, a child, a friend. By the end of her search, she realized she was not alone in her suffering. Returning to the Buddha, she understood. Grief is a thread woven into the fabric of life, and no one is spared. We all must face loss, but the love we share, that never fades. Think about the people you have lost. Perhaps it was a parent whose laughter still echoes in your memory, a friend whose advice continues to guide you, or a partner whose love still shapes the way you love others. They may be gone, but they are not absent. One of the greatest misunderstandings about grief is that we must move on. But Buddhism teaches us something different, not to move on, but to move forward, carrying the love, the lessons, and the spirit of those we have lost. Have you ever noticed how a certain smell, a song, or even a familiar phrase suddenly brings someone back to life, if only for a moment? That is their presence, still alive within you. It reminds you that love is not limited by the physical world. Grief is painful, yes, but it is also proof of the depth of our love. The greater the love, the deeper the loss. And yet, rather than wishing away the pain, we can transform it into gratitude. Instead of focusing on what we have lost, we can cherish what we were given. Aging means witnessing more loss, but it also means having the privilege to love deeply, to form connections that mattered, and to carry forward the essence of those who touched our lives. So when you feel the weight of grief pressing on your heart, remember, love never dies. It flows through you, through your actions, through your compassion, through the kindness you offer to the world. As long as you keep loving, those who have passed remain a part of you. And in that, they are never truly gone.
Final thoughts. Embrace aging with grace. Aging is not a punishment. It is a privilege. Every year, every wrinkle, and every strand of gray hair is a mark of the life you have lived, the lessons you have learned, and the love you have shared. Too often, society teaches us to fear aging, to resist it at all costs, as though growing older is something to be ashamed of. But Buddhism reminds us that aging is not the enemy, fear is. When we resist change, we suffer. When we cling to youth, we lose sight of the beautiful gifts that come with age, wisdom, patience, and a deeper appreciation for the present moment. The more we fight the inevitable, the more we fill our hearts with frustration and regret. But the moment we surrender to life's natural flow, we unlock a profound peace. We begin to see that aging is not something being taken away from us. It is something being given. So, my dear friend, what will you do with these truths? Will you fight against time, or will you embrace it with an open heart? Will you dwell in the past, longing for what once was, or will you celebrate what still is? The choice is yours. But if you choose acceptance, if you choose gratitude, then you will discover that aging is not an end, it is a new beginning. Carry these lessons with you. Walk this path not with fear, but with grace. Find joy in the wisdom you have gathered. Share your stories, laugh freely, love deeply, and live fully. If this message touched your heart,
Take a moment to like, share, and comment below. Let us walk this journey of wisdom together.
Subscribe and awaken your mind with Wisdom Kingdom.